Actually, Panchamda went through a lot of heartache. HMV was not willing to keep rdburman as a music director. You know how the industry is. If you're not a success story, very few people will come for your funeral. From Amitabh Bachchan to the smallest man came to pay his respects to Panchamda. When I went to rdburman, of course I was awestruck because he was in my guru category. He was like Lakshmikant Pyarelal, rdburman, people I've heard from my childhood and heard them on the radio, and I had to pinch myself to say, okay, I'm singing for rdburman. It was just too awesome for me. How does he syncopate? And then with RD, I would watch how he sings a song, how he moves his mouth in a song. And then when I sang Love Story 1942, the earlier songs also which I'd sung for him, I was trying to see how RD sang the song. And I would try to sing it exactly like that. Actually, Panchamda went through a lot of heartache. Panchamda का वक्त ठीक नहीं था, सब flop होता था, सारी फिल्में flop गई उनकी. He saw a lot of down period. I will tell you, there are people who are close to him have told about the sadness he went through. He wanted to build a fantastic studio, a fantastic audio studio which will be ahead of its generation. You know, he was ahead of his, and he wanted a studio like that where Panthera, sound like Panthera could be recorded. He wanted something like that. But unfortunately, I heard that he needed a place, and there was a place, but I don't think his mother agreed to give it to him at that point. I don't know what the problems were. So he had a lot of unfulfilled dreams, and I also felt some people whom he thought of as good friends deserted him when his time was not good. And he was aware of that. Even for Love Story, there was a time when I heard the story that HMV was not willing to keep rdburman as a music director. They said, they told Vidhu Vinod Chopra ji, we'll take this film, but aap music director change kijiye. So Vidhu Vinod Chopra ji said, nothing doing. Panchamda is my music director. Parinda के बाद I've signed him here. He has to be my music director. तो आपको नहीं लेना तो मत लीजिए. और पंचमदा को पता चल गया ये बात. And he told me also. He said, कितने hits मैंने दिया इस कंपनी को. And today they did this to me. But मैं भी देखूँगा. And then he did एक लड़की को ऐसा लगा, लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, with Shanu sang. पूरी इंडस्ट्री में अफवाह फैल गई थी कि ऐसा गाना ब्रिलियंट सॉन्ग बना है. सब झूम रहे थे, जिन्होंने मार्केट में तो नहीं आई थी पर पहुंच गए थे वर्ड्स कि ऐसा एक गाना बना है. और फिर मैंने भी रिकॉर्ड किया तो पता चला कि बात फैल गई कि लव स्टोरी का म्यूज़िक टेरिफिक है. पर वही पंचमदा ने फिर खुन्नस में काम किया होगा कि मैं भी दिखाता हूँ कि आई एम नॉट फिनिश्ड एंड आई एम नॉट अ फिनिश्ड एंटिटी. दिल ने कहा चुपके से, because Panchamda sings like that. So I could copy him 70%. I felt if I copied him 70% at least, then my song with Panchamda would be a success. I just had to emulate him. His songs were with the orchestra. If you made a mistake, you had to redo the song. Even Love Story, Dil Ne Kaha Chupke Se, I sang with the orchestra. So if it was a 6-minute song, I sang a 6-minute song. Later, of course, by the time we did this, I was in a position to do some corrections later on. But I had to sing it with the orchestra. I just feel so sad. But believe me, anybody who has worked with him and known him will say that he was one of the sweetest and the nicest and the most generous, big-hearted person industry could have seen. To think of him being not such a successful music director when he passed away, because Love Story was not released. From Amitabh Bachchan to the smallest man came to pay his respects to Panchamda. You don't know, the entire industry was there to bid farewell. You know how the industry is. If you're not a success story, very few people will come for your funeral. But for Panchamda, the entire industry was there to pay obeisance to this great, great man. All of us, whoever has known Panchamda, we cried when we saw that Love Story had won all the awards and Panchamda was not there to share the success. We know what a happy man he would have been. He knew it's going to be a hit. There was deep sadness that he didn't see the success. And after that, how many people remixed his songs? And his songs, music has lived forever. We will never see another Panchamda in the industry, believe me. At least in my lifetime, I won't.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the bell icon and stay entertained.